Hi, everyone.
Hey,
Is the speaker
everybody.
on? We got a new microphone. Look. Upgrade.
I know, but we don't know if it's really working.
So if you can't hear this, we'll have to do another one.
Isn't that funny? We called ourselves testing it, but we still don't know if it's done right.
Hopefully you hear some type of a
Oh
sound.
my gosh, it's too funny, but we're trying to get something better. But because when we laugh, because we like to laugh, right? And then the microphone on the other one, it would just go nuts. So
Yes.
and we're like, oh man.
And we have to turn it down and you guys can't hear us, but that's not why we're here. We're here because we want to talk about the times that you don't feel like being positive. Because those times are going to come. I'm telling you, there's times I go in and out of those times on a daily basis.
Yeah, I know that's right. Especially when you get tired. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? You're tired and you're just like, oh, I just don't have the energy
to be positive.
To be positive and fight all the negative that's out there.
I know, because it is easy to find something negative. You can just roll around outside. You don't even have to leave the comfort of your own home to find something negative going on in this world.
That's true.
Absolutely. So let's talk about, even though we don't want to be positive, if we did want to, because this is what Tony Robbins will tell us, is that maybe you don't want to. Hi, Miss Bella. Maybe you don't want to, but if you were going to be positive, what would you do? So let's talk about a couple of things. I know affirmations are really good. Mm-hmm. Do you do affirmations?
You know what? I was talking to somebody about affirmations because we were in Sacramento and I ran into one of the realtors in Sacramento. That's so funny you mentioned it. But anyway, she was, I know it. Bella is all wrapped up in my clothes now. So anyway, believe it or not, everybody, I was gone for a week and Bella, I'm back and now Bella doesn't want to give me the time of the day. She's got true attitude.
She's actually been really mean.
Yeah, my feelings are hurt.
I'm hurt for you.
You know, back onto the affirmation thing. But anyway, I ran into this lady, this realtor, and she's like, you have to, we're doing our affirmations and we're talking about affirmations. And she says, we're always so busy. And so we're always trying to think of ways to make things easier and faster. And so one girl has said, well, you know what, why don't you I was going to record myself and then I'll just listen to myself every morning. And she says, well, there's something about you actually saying the words yourself.
Yeah.
Not listening to yourself, even though you said them on a recording, but you actually have to say the words yourself. There's something to actually saying those words yourself, whether you're reading them or what have you, but it's got to come out of you. And because there's more to it than just the words.
Yeah, because I think, you know what it is too? Here's a great test someone taught me one time. You know how sometimes you can get like a barrage of negative things coming into your mind? Well, as soon as you open up your mouth and speak, your mind shuts off because now all the energy has been directed to your mouth and what's actually coming out of your mouth. And when it comes out of your mouth and now you hear it in your ears, it starts to reprogram you. Because have you ever noticed, like, when you're in a depressed cycle and you start talking to yourself, it's just like a circular conversation. It's like, oh, why didn't I do this? And why didn't I do that? Oh, I feel so bad. Oh, I'm a terrible person. Oh, come on, you got to do better than this. I know, but I can't. Everything. You just start, but you're doing it all in your mind.
Yep.
When you stop and you just start speaking those affirmations and say, I'm the head and not the tail. I have an abundance of money flowing towards me. Customers love to do business with me. Like, just saying it out loud and hearing yourself, even if you don't think that it's true at the time that you say it, there's something about that action that your subconscious starts to take and program. And that's where the action is. Because I think this is what the thing is about affirmations, is that you have two minds, right? You have the conscious mind and you have the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind controls behavior, but that's the one that we're really not aware of because that's the one that gets programmed by your parents, by society, by everything around you, by the things that you're hearing, that you're taking in. And so when you start to change the things that you're taking in by what you're watching, what you're hearing, what you're speaking out of your mouth, it's reprogramming your subconscious mind, which is where the behavior is. That starts to actually change your actions. You change your actions, you change your results, you change your results, you change your mind. Like, it's all an upward cycle. And so a lot of times I think we just get stuck going in a downward spiral, right? You feel bad, so then you don't take any action. Because you didn't take any action, you didn't get any results. Because you didn't get any results, it makes you feel even worse. And you go down and down and
you keep
down.
going down and down and down, one big circle.
Yeah, and that's what it is.
And that's what we do to ourselves. And and that's what they say, the top producers and the big, $1 million, well, not million, but multimillionaires, they These are the things that they do. And it's something they do on a consistent basis because they know that they have to do this to continue on where they are and where they want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's not easy.
It's not easy.
It's, we love to see, it's just like, we think it's so easy, like actors on TV, and we think, oh, if I could just, that's such an easy job. But no, there's a lot of work that goes into it to be the best.
Yeah.
And if you want to be the best, you're going to have to make those sacrifices.
Yeah.
And push yourself to do the things that you really don't want to do.
Isn't this the work, though? Like, you think the work is all the stuff that is on the desk that needs to get done, but the work is really up here.
Don't look at my desk.
We're not judging her. We're not judging her. Don't you judge her. Don't you judge her.
Yeah, don't look at the desk.
The work is really up here because it's keeping yourself in a positive state of mind that I can do this. You can do this. If you didn't know that, I'm here to tell you, you can do this. And so if you're not doing it, the thing is that you'll probably have to work on, where you got to spend all your time, is getting yourself motivated to a point where you actually go and take those actions, reprogramming that subconscious mind. Because a lot of times I think we don't realize, like when something bad happens to you, like there's a neuro association, right? Because whatever happens to you is really only a small part. It's what you think about what happens to you. You know what I mean? So for example, if somebody comes and they tell you something negative, you could just say, oh, well, that's her problem. She's projecting on me. I'm not really like that. Or you could say, oh my gosh, that's what you think about me? Oh, is that who I am? Oh my gosh. So there's two different things that are happening. And we have to be aware of that what is being said to you is only one part. It's what you feel about what's being said. So something bad can happen to you in your business. And you can say, well, that was a great learning experience. Wow, I won't do that again. I'll make sure, like for me, we got sued.
Yeah.
But anyways,
that's not fun.
No, it's not fun. And what it did tell me is that we needed to have better contracts, that we needed to make sure that whatever's on the contract that we do it, don't do anything that's outside the contract, because that was part of it too. Be very clear with the customer. So instead of looking at it as like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they're doing this to us. I can't believe this. I can't believe that. It's like, okay, well, what do we need to do to get better? How do we avoid this situation in the future? And that does make you feel better, but that's the work, because you know what? It's easier to be sad.
That's so funny that you said that, because I was listening to a Tony Robbins, it was on YouTube or whatever, and he had a woman that came up on stage with him, and that is exactly what he said. He said, it is easier to be sad. She was being sad. She could she could easily get herself into a sad state. Faster than she could to get into a good state, because the sad state was being reinforced with all these other actions and things that were happening. She was getting reinforcement for whatever it is that she needed, and so she could easily get into a sad state. But then, while she was up on the stage, he was able to help her reach and figure out how she can get into a more positive state.
Because that victimhood clothes, it feels good.
And that's it. Ooh, and that's what it was. Yeah, she really got into that sad state and feeling being I'm the victim, so on and so forth. And that gave her the attention that, what she thought she needed or whatever. But even that was a negative type of attention that, you need to switch that around.
Yeah.
And you'd be so much better, have a better life, have better everything.
And it's work. Yeah. It's work, because the victim cloak hood is nice. People ask you what's wrong. They're worried.
I'm sorry, let me give you a hug. And I'll be the one giving
me too.
I'd be the one. Oh, let me see how I can help you, And but I'm doting on that person, trying to help them. And really, that was not the best thing for them.
No, it's not.
Yeah, but again, back to having the right state of mind.
Yeah, you got to always pull it back. And it's every day. It's like a bath. Like, you have to do it every day. Your affirmations don't work if you just do it every now and then. I'm guilty of this. Listening to motivational things doesn't help if you only do it every now and again. It's like, if you take a bath every now and again, like, you're going to stink. That dirt's going to get so ingrained.
That's so funny.
That dirt is going to get so ingrained that you're just going to continue to stink, even though you take a bath every once in a while. And that's the same thing. If you're feeling sad and depressed and you only deal with it every once in a while, and you find that sad and depressed or hopeless or just it's never going to work out for me is your constant state of being, you're wearing a victimhood cloak.
Right. Let's stop that. So we're going to now, everybody, let's say we can do this.
We can do it!
Yes! And I want you to say it with some enthusiasm.
Yes.
And keep saying it until you get that enthusiasm, doggone it. Let's do it.